Hey, 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 what's going on here? Hello, ladies and gentlemen and in-betweeners. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Alexander Rodriguez, here for On the Rocks, where celebrities and cocktails mix. Tonight, we go back to Bayside High with actor and singer Dennis Haskins, a.k.a. Mr. Belding, with Broadway World winner Joan Ryan, a.k.a. who's in the original version of Saved by the Bell as the crazy art teacher. Also, my good friend, my guest co-host from Broadway to Bravo TV, Craig Ramsay, and our pop culture segment with runway and print model, Steven Dehler. School's in session.
Thank you for being
Boulevard.
Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death.
I'd like to propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, coming at you from Sunset Gower Studios in the heart of Hollywood, where I drink with your favorite celebrities and we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and that's about it. So pop a cork, pour a glass, lean back, and enjoy On the Rocks every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Okay, you know how everybody says girl bye? So this week I heard girl hi. That's what you're supposed to say when it's like a good thing. You're like, girl hi. So girl hi, everybody.
But Alexander,
Yeah.
hey, what is going on here?
Guys!
Well, you did it. You did it on the bumper, so I.
Yes, that's how it's done. In fact, we have a clip of you doing that for 3 minutes straight. It's like on a loop. It's
that's
crazy.
enough.
That's
too
crazy.
much.
We're going to chat about your favorite blast from the past, Saved by the Bell, including some roles and projects our guests have been in that you may not know about. We have done our research, and we have a lot to share today. So, today's show is presented by Infusion Beach and a hotel coming to Palm Springs in just a few months. Go like them. Infusion Beach, Palm Springs, Twitter, Instagram, they're all over the place. They're giving away free vacation weekends for Palm Springs. It's literally Vegas coming to Palm Springs. I took a tour of the property this last week.
That's exciting.
It is really exciting, and I'm going to be broadcasting from the pool parties there monthly.
Oh, dear.
God help us.
What are you going to
God
wear?
help us.
What are you
Yeah,
going
do
to
you
wear?
have to wear a bathing suit?
No, I'm going to wear a suit. No, everybody else will be in bathing suits. I'll be in a suit.
With the tie.
Like a Ricardo Montalban type suit.
I can wear like
It's-
a matching pair of swimwear that looks like your suit.
Okay, then we're.
That's
Why would I even
Alright,
show up then? I'd be like,
These guys are all too young, but it's more important to look good than to feel good.
thank you. Well, Joan Ryan, you've worn some
She
pretty
knows.
high heels.
Yes,
you
I
know.
have.
You've sang like high C's in high heels.
You have to.
Yes.
And on the high seas.
Yes, and on the high seas. That's a whole different show.
We were not on that show.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hello to our listeners around the nation on iHeartRadio, Universal Broadcasting Network, Player FM, Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, Satchel, iTunes, and of course we are being streamed on Facebook Live on Hillcrest Social in San Diego, True FM in Ohio, and nationally on the REVRY network. Get your subscription to REVRY today. We have so many credits in this room, from sitcoms, soap opera, Broadway, off-Broadway, runway, pro wrestling. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. Like
Reality TV.
reality TV, yes.
Are you
Forgot
involved?
me.
Oh,
Are
who
you
could
involved in
forget?
pro wrestling at all? Do you,
I've got the figure for it. Nobody's called though. I've been
you're
waiting.
sitting by the phone.
Yes, I'm like
Vince, where are you?
What would my pro wrestling name be? Like
Oh,
Nacho
dear.
Libre is already taken.
We're going to have to
Oh,
think
yeah.
about that.
Tequila Mas.
Well,
That's a good
that's
one.
a good one.
We'll
That's
have
a
to come
good
back
one.
to it by the end of the show. We'll
Maybe
think
they
about it.
can write in.
I
Maybe
know.
people can write in.
I have a lot of
Suggest it.
friends in
Yeah,
the
okay.
wrestling business. That's the connection. Is.
And you've also like pummeled somebody in front of
Oh,
a
yeah,
huge crowd.
a couple of times,
That
yeah.
went viral on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just look up Dennis
Crazy.
Haskins wrestling.
Dennis, really?
Oh, honest
Oh,
to
yeah.
God.
You don't know that?
Yeah, I did
No.
a stone.
Oh,
I did a stone
yeah.
cold stunner a long time ago, and then I did this thing that I forget who did it, but it's put a guy through a table. It's crazy.
And that was for real.
It's
I
for
was
real.
going to say.
Yeah.
I know.
Well,
we're
it's
all
kind of for real.
blushing. We're
Yeah.
like,
Kind of for real. Craig's going, put me through a table,
Mr.
man.
Belding,
Come on.
do it.
Yes. Talk about punishment from a principal. My mom, Mama Rose, is in the chat room answering all your questions. She's on ubnradio.com. So
We
if you have a
love Mama
question,
Rose.
yes.
Love her.
And if it's a burning question, she will Skype in and ask us. But she's done research on all of our guests, so she can answer those kind of questions. And just say hi to her. She's there. She's drinking wine. Whatever.
Love her.
Kurt, our trusty engineer, making us good, look good and sound good.
Where's
Kurt.
the applause for Kurt?
Oh, he
Come
has
on.
it. Don't encourage him, Dennis.
I'm sorry. Oh, there it is. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah. Kurt, so Kurt has a segment on, it's one of the most painful things I've ever been through on a weekly basis. He gives us, it's
What?
awful.
It's a really great introduction he's giving.
Yeah. Kurt,
Thank you for that.
yes, you're so punny. Do you have a pun for us?
I always have a pun.
Oh, Kurt, let's get through it.
So I was assaulted the other day by someone with milk, butter, and cream. How dare he?
dear.
That sounded like a joke on Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Good night, everybody.
That kind of scared me. I didn't know where that was going.
I never know with Kurt. Sometimes they're like from outer space.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
Do you just have to
Give us another one.
Speech. Oh,
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you, really?
Well, because you seem to be enjoying it.
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, come
These are
on.
dad jokes. These are dad jokes.
These are
for sure.
no, they're like great
The
granddad
groaners.
jokes.
The
Yes.
groaners.
The groaners.
I have some used tampons for sale.
No, but that's a family show.
No strings attached.
Wow, that just.
I like that one better.
Yeah.
That's good.
I know where the show's going
Yeah,
now.
we have a Broadway World winner here.
It didn't take long.
And a 6-time Broadway performer.
Yeah, there you go. In fact, is your Mamma Mia was that a little leak? The full Mamma Mia of you dancing in flippers is online, right?
I did that in 2000, year 2000, so pre-Broadway, a long time ago before we had our video cameras and all of that.
Right.
So it has not lived on YouTube, and there was no record of it until I randomly searched, which I do every day for it. And it popped up, and it's there, the full thing. If someone posted it 2 months ago. So I just love it because I get to relive
And
that.
you can tell right away in any show, from the Rocky Horror Show that you did, Mamma Mia and Fiddler on the Roof, you can always tell which one's Craig
Yeah,
because his foot is literally touching the light above. Everybody else is like, okay, I'm dancing. And he's like, what?
I'm a trained contortionist, so every show that I've gone into,
His husband is
they
very
have
happy.
to hold me back.
So
How do you think I got my husband?
Yeah.
Date number 6.
Don't tell me you were Tevye. Just don't tell me you were Tevye.
I was so not Tevye. Not
Let's
at all.
see if we can guess who you were.
It was.
Well, I mean, it's so easy. I mean, I'm just blonde, so I'm just Russian, you know.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The
My whole
Russian-
life has.
You were the guy that she left with, right?
I understudied him, yeah. I got to go on
Oh.
for Fiatka.
So wait, so when I'm in high school, we had this show from my high school in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and
What a fun high school show.
And I did, if I were no, over the valley, voices are calling bells, the English version.
Oh, wow.
Dance everyone. I mean, never mind.
Wow, that was
You
a big
could
hit.
totally do Tevye now.
No,
like,
stop
you are
it.
perfect Tevye.
Thank-
I think more of a Goldie.
I-
Actually, you guys would be so good in Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
we
that's
were really good
award-winning.
in Angry Housewives.
Yes, that's where we
No, that's
started.
where you met,
know.
right?
Yeah.
That's where you met.
You want the story?
Hello.
I owe this lady next to me my career.
Well,
No. We got together. We're doing the show, and it took off. It was a really good show. And Joni and I, our roles were really kind of headbutting, competitive. We became friends. She came in one day and said,
Feud. This was the original Feud.
yes.
"No,
The
she
Feud.
came. She came
be
in.
next
She
season.
came in one day and said." There's a show I auditioned for. They're looking for a principal. They were looking for a guy who's black and about 50, but they've changed their mind about the role. You should call your manager. I called my manager and said, hey, guess what? There's this role. She goes, Dennis, you're not black and you're not 50. I said, they changed their minds.
And they were coming to the show that night.
Was
My
it that
manager
night?
brought them to the show. to
Shayna
see me.
Landsberg and David's partner Bruce came.
Yeah.
And she said, I want to bring him in for the principal, and she had set it up. So you got to look at this guy. I go in 7 auditions later. I get the job thanks to this human being, and then we get on the show together.
And
I was the last. You were the first hired. No, Mark Paul was first hired. But you were hired really early, and I
Well,
was
no,
the last.
Because you
guy
guys
hired.
replaced the 2 characters that played it during
That's
the
right.
pilot.
They did the original pilot, and then they.
I never knew about the pilot until later.
because
much later.
it was Belding, but it was a different first name. It was like Gerald Belding or
Well,
something.
do you know who
On the pilot.
You know who Zack Slater and Screech were?
Who?
Their names, you mean?
No, who the actors were that played
No,
it.
No.
It was a weird pilot. Actually, the pilot's on YouTube,
I
by the
do,
way.
and Heather Hopper was
it's
in
weird.
it. She was
Well, no, not
fantastic.
in the original
Yeah?
pilot or on Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Oh, original pilot.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
original
remember. I never
pilot
saw.
was Brian Austin Green, Julia White,
I never
and,
knew
and
this.
Jonathan Brandis.
Oh,
Who did
that's
I
right.
God bless
And they all
him.
went on to like big
Yeah,
TV. So
yeah.
this is crazy.
I can't
but
take this. I'm just so in heaven
But
right
it-
now
right?
hearing all
But
of
it
this.
wasn't. But it didn't work. I mean, and we got
It
together
was the
with Haley.
weirdest pilot, though.
Well, we actually didn't do a pilot. We went
We
right to
just
work.
went right to the series. We didn't do the pilot.
We were supposed to go to Florida for like forever, and thank God,
Yeah,
with the
right.
money they had us at, we would have come away with.
But we still
owing the
get
money.
$25 every
every
couple
year.
of months.
Yeah.
Oh, please, it better be more than that. You guys, this is
well,
royalty.
Dennis, you did it
This
for
is
like
royalty.
11
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, I did it first run for 11 years, but
Your mailbox, your mailman must be like, God, more mail, residuals.
you know, and Joni can tell you, because it was cable. I mean, we were under a contract that was built for Ed Sullivan.
And I think it was our first series, right? I know it
Yeah.
was my very
Yeah.
first.
It was on the
before
Disney Channel when
soap
you
or
guys were
anything.
on it, right?
Yeah.
And it was the very first kids. Well, it wasn't a kid show, but it was the very first show like that they did.
Aimed at kids.
Original programming
Right.
on the Disney Channel. Yeah.
And it was Haley, but Haley and Disney, and NBC was a partner.
Yeah.
So and we had a great time, and then of course other things happened, but without her coming to me one day at the Cass Theater during Angry Housewives.
Well, we all
It
thank
would-
you.
Yeah.
Because
Honestly,
Crazy.
right,
That's all it
Joni?
takes.
And then they
I'll take
fired the
one.
art teacher after season
Yeah,
one.
that what happened to me. I'm like, have a good time, Dennis. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Yeah, take me to dinner every once in a while, for
Right.
God's sake.
Come on. But you know what they did is that they just replaced mostly everything. They replaced
Everything.
Haley, and
Haley.
I was her best friend. So
Yeah.
that
Wow.
was the next one to
Well,
go.
and plus you are a scene stealer if you watch it, because they resold the episodes you did as the junior high years. You stole the scenes because you were funny and crazy. Haley Mills was being Haley Mills. She's reserved
And I love my clothes. I have to say that I
Yes.
did love those 80s clothes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of crazy because Disney was all around, and all of a sudden they stopped showing up, and it was.
Here's a picture of one of your outfits. You were just all over the
I
place.
love that outfit.
Wow, who's
I like
that other
that
guy?
right now. How about that hair?
And poor
though?
Dennis, like your
The
wardrobe,
perm hair.
you never got to have fun with your wardrobe, really.
They they wanted to make him. You had to be a principal on Wednesday. I mean, whatever you do to him on Wednesday, he still has to be the principal on Thursday.
Right.
But I was lucky, they just took the principal with them, and they decided that they wanted Mark Paul. He could be another Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
Because
They were right.
remember,
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And Brandon
Well,
Warner.
he took it farther too. The whole
Oh,
whole
he's an
ensemble
amazing
really
actor.
did take it farther from Screech and all the
But
personalities.
just to get over because I know there's a lot of other things to talk about, but they it wasn't really Saved by the Bell. What they did was they bought the rights to 4 characters and created a show in California, and then for money's sake, they put them together and retitled it Saved by the Bell. So it was really its own show standing on its own. Good Morning, Miss Bliss.
Wow.
Right, yeah, and you can watch the original episodes. They're released.
They now put them
yeah,
in the-
they're now
yeah.
on DVD.
Yeah.
But then to save even more money, they did a full season where it was the junior years that they would play on the Saturday morning between you guys were on hiatus.
I remember those.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Saved by the Bell.
when they
the
went
junior
to
years.
the summer, they went to summer vacation
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
That's
kind of had,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's
I'm
amazing.
blessed. I'm blessed. This one right here to my left. You can't see it, you guys.
We
but
have
to my left.
so much to talk about. In fact, I have a lot of Haley Mills questions because I grew up on Haley Mills. Thomasina, Parent Trap.
Only
love Haley Mills.
only person I ever wrote a fan letter to as a kid in my entire life, and I got to work with him. We're still
Do
friends.
you know something? I just did a benefit about
We have a
6
picture
months
of
ago,
you and Haley.
and
Really?
she
Yeah.
was amazing. We both sang in
Where?
about 6 months ago. I
Where?
think it was an ALS thing.
Where?
Oh.
I don't
Here? New York?
remember what I
think
do.
You
I
know
Los
what? No.
Angeles?
It was at the
It was in-
Pasadena.
Thank you.
Oh,
Pasadena
wow.
Playhouse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, I know that is.
Oh,
Well, there it is.
Wow.
There we go.
She just
That's
had her
you and Miss
birthday.
Haley Mills.
She
P.S.
just had her birthday.
You guys have
I
not
love her.
aged since the
Yeah,
show. Like, how
that's
crazy is
amazing.
that?
How did I miss this? I don't know how I missed this.
no, it was really fun.
You were
because-
depositing your residuals. You're like, I got to
Yeah.
stamp all these checks. And they
Well,
were
what
out
I was
and
going to
about.
tell you before is because of where it aired and it was a low contract. I mean, I'm blessed. It was like AAA ball, but it wasn't major leagues. And we all have to keep going and getting more work because we can't retire. But so what? We're in it that. We're just glad to have what we got.
If I can just say, as a small town Canadian, boy, that the impact that you did make is huge because I grew up in that small town. I didn't know what was beyond just boring high school, and to have that kind of motivation, it did lead me to stand out of my shell and where I came from. Just what the format of that show was really, honestly, did help me. And I had 6 Broadway shows to my
Wow.
belt,
That's
and I
amazing.
traveled and all that, and it
I
still
wrote
is
that for him
reference
to
to
say.
me. Yeah, right.
Oh, that's great.
Am I doing good? And it is reference to me in all seriousness, and it also helped me and so many other people that are my age grow up and have a lot of good morals in my life from your characters.
Thanks. And I got to say, Joni alluded to it a little while ago, but it had nothing to do with what she was doing. When they decided to go from Disney to NBC,
Yeah.
Haley went with Disney, and everything Haley associated went with her. And then I was lucky. I mean, they decided that they'll keep me as the principal. And by the way, I had 2 lines in the first episode of the new show.
That's so
And
funny.
competing with
Really?
Max, hoping that the magician and I, who, by the way, T.K. Carter could have been, remember?
Of course
Yeah.
I do.
We had-
Sure.
we had a good cast, It
What
was
a great
good-
cast. It was it was such a
was
wonderful experience. And the thing that's amazing to me is that people like you, people remember it, people talk about it. It's such a cult,
And it's having a whole new life in syndication. It's on
Yeah.
anytime of the day. It's like the Law and Order
It's
for kids. It's like on all the time.
It's on Hulu now, isn't it?
Yes,
Hulu
and it's
Netflix.
international
You can
now,
binge
too.
watch on Netflix. But how lucky was I to be on stage with this one every night, singing and dancing and doing and wearing an A-frame dress. Remember that thing?
Oh dear.
We're
going to talk about some of Joan's costumes over her career.
One of the wives wasn't going to show up, so all the husbands dressed up to help, and it was pretty funny.
Gosh.
It was pretty funny. You didn't know that, did you?
No, that was not in the
Milton
research.
in the tradition of Milton
Google it.
Berle.
I forgot that. I blocked that out.
Well, for good reason.
I'm sure you look great.
We have so much to talk about. Coming up for our listeners, we have John Barrowman from Doctor Who and Torchwood. It's going to be here. And for the Gilligan's Islands fan, we have Dawn Wells, who of course played Marianne, is
really
coming
nice.
in. And she's got Spitfire.
Those poor people didn't get residuals.
No, because it was way before then.
That's right.
Wow.
No. Also, to mix it up, we have an episode with some of your favorite adult film stars, but it's a rated PG episode, so we're going to find out a different side of these
Is
stars.
Ronnie coming? Is Ron going to be here?
No.
Good luck
Ron's
with that.
everywhere.
He scares me, actually. 'cause
He's
got
everywhere.
Such a big
He's actually one of
personality.
the nice. Okay.
Yeah.
He has a big
Yeah,
personality.
There you go.
Their dialogue in general is not PG, so good luck with that.
It'll be fine. It'll be a classy one. We're going to talk about classics. We're talking about Betty Davis.
The acting that goes into the
Yes,
form.
there you go. Coming up, you can catch On the Rocks in your neighborhood. Overboard is here. It's the biggest Long Beach Pride Party. It's on the Queen Mary, Saturday, May 20th. I will be there with some of your favorite boys. Speaking of which, if you want a VIP ticket, email info at On the Rocks Radio Show with the word Overboard. We'll give you a VIP boarding pass. But I will be there on the Queen Mary, and it's going to be a lot of fun. San Diego, I'm coming for you. I'm out at the fair from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh, I'm
all
sorry.
day.
Dude, you're everywhere.
Yes.
You're
On June
everywhere.
10th, I'm going to be live streaming. Some of the talent that's been on the show will be performing. So, God help me, a whole day. I'll be there. OC Pride, I'm performing June 24th at Pride at 4 p.m. Is that an okay time slot for Pride? I feel like they gave me like a...
I'm working OC Pride too.
What time are you going to be there?
11:30.
Maybe you can play the piano for me.
Maybe.
We'll talk.
We'll talk, yeah. Not at 4 p.m. I only do 10 p.m. It's Liza with the Z.
You got Alexander. You got the
Daylight. What are you talking about?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's still going to be a
people can
good
talk to my
time.
people.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to be singing show tunes at 4 p.m. My
a
mom will
time.
be there clapping in the back.
It's a time.
Columbus Pride, I'm coming for you mid-July. I'll be emceeing and live streaming with Megan Mullally from Will and Grace.
Oh, she's a real talent. She's unbelievable.
She's really good.
You're a real talent.
Well,
Come on.
Thank you, Dennis. But,
And we have a
she's
clip of
good.
you, Miss Joan Ryan, singing that we're going to get to. Oh yes. Have you heard Joan sing?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I think stage benefit. That's where we met.
Now, do you know, the
Yeah.
very last stage benefit ever, the last one is May 13th.
Oh,
that
it
I'm going to
is.
do something
What
about
song
belting.
are you doing? Oh, my favorite piece. It was written for you, called Beltaholic. It is some of the smartest writing, and you get to show off your 4-octave range.
But it's going to be a really, really great night, I must say.
Where do people get tickets for it?
You know what? I will
Don't
find
ask Joan
out.
any.
Ask Alexander, because he'll find it out.
Yeah.
I think
Stage
if you go to
benefit.
Stage LA, tickets are available
Yeah.
there. But it's going to be an incredible night.
An
'cause
amazing
It is
cast.
the longest running AIDS benefit anywhere in the country, and this is the very last one. So I think it's going to be pretty incredible. So yes,
Let's
please
make
come
it a
join
great
us.
one.
Yes.
Let's do it.
And there's a lot of charity, Joan. You've supported the community with so many benefits. And Dennis, I mean, you've traveled
lot.
internationally with USO shows, and
Yes.
you've given so many hours of your time
That was
for
amazing.
charities.
That was amazing to go.
And you traveled to some scary places,
Yeah,
by the way.
we were. This is before Iraq. We went in with Johnny Grant, who's passed away, but he was the mayor of Hollywood. He did like 56 things with Bob Hope and everything. So in 2000, we went to Kosovo, Macedonia, and Bosnia, and then in 2002, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, and Oman. And it was real hot. We were the first civilians into Afghanistan. It was pretty
Wow.
scary. And into Kandahar, Robin Williams had been in. God bless him, had been into. Bagram, but we had escorts, and it was scary. Flew in just real quick. We flew in to Kandahar, and I'm looking down the runway, and it's got these big black squares. And I said because I got to be in the cockpit that one time, and we all got to take a turn. And I said, "What are those squares?" She goes, and it was a lady pilot. She goes, "Sir, that's where we blew it up and had to repair it so we could use it." And it was.
That's so scary, but when a celeb gives their time to do something like that, because they don't treat you like celebs
Grateful.
because they can't. They don't have the logistics or anything. You're literally
Oh, we were in the tents. We were in
Yeah.
the tents with them, and they
really-
and the showers are called Cadillacs and stuff. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Just to say thank you. It was an international force in Kandahar, but the other places were all military. Our military. And
Dennis is
we're
really
thinking
a
about
good
you.
guy. I've known him a long time, and he's a really,
It's a
really
mutual
good guy.
admiration
Yeah.
society.
It
Well,
is.
I sense a lot of love.
It
Yeah,
is.
well, we started
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
really. You know,
Yeah.
there's something about that, isn't there? When you just start
Man.
out. And
You can tell by the work you do too. A lot of that comes through the roles that you even play.
thank you.
And I got so many emails regarding this episode, and one of the biggest ones is that Dennis, you take time for all of your fans, and you get bombarded wherever you go, from the Waffle House
It's a
to
blessing.
pitching at a baseball game. But you spend time. Doesn't that get exhausting after a while?
No, because it's like a standing ovation. Every time somebody says, "Hey, wow, Mr. B," or whatever, or thanks, or they give me a story of what his show means to them, I'm on my way to Memphis. I'll be in Memphis Saturday for the Redbirds game, and then I'll be in Columbus, Ohio for the Clippers game, and people are going to stand in line for hours. It's unbelievable, and I'm grateful. How can you, if you rain on somebody's joy, shame on you.
Right.
You know, right, Joni?
I agree.
Shame on you, because they loved us, they found us, they stayed with us. You know. So I'm grateful.
I think you need to make a phone call to Kim Kardashian. It's like,
That's
girl, this is how it's done to fans.
That's a different. Well, that's it. That's also a different level of fame. Ours is warm and fuzzy, and that's like getting robbed at gunpoint. You know, I mean, it's a whole different level of stuff.
I come from reality background now after doing Broadway for many years and a few Broadway or a few reality shows. And I can say that you two are a little more unique than the most actors and actresses because you're so approachable from your characters.
Oh, that's
like
true.
Yeah,
we're
that's
very
true.
vulnerable. So I just assume, like, even when I see you, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Mr. Belding,
Yeah,
Mr.
you're-
Belding.
yeah, you're not
I fall right
intimidating.
into that. So
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
like
I
it's
do
you
know
want.
you. So you're probably much more approachable because of that reason.
The nice thing for me is that Mr. Belding was kind of like a father figure,
Yes,
although
to
an
many
advisor
people.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, he wanted to be one of the kids and all that, but he still came back and watched out for the kids.
But
even
he
though they
loved
saw
them under
Yes.
everything.
And was
Yeah.
fun.
He was the principal everyone wanted.
yes.
Everybody say, "Come be a principal." I gotta come to the staff of writers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
It
suspended
was a
by many
father
principals.
figure.
Yeah.
It really was a father figure that was setting
timing,
boundaries
too.
and was
Yep.
fun about it and morals and principles, if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah. He put the pal in principal.
That was better than Kurt's pun, I'll tell you that.
I'll give you the Belding laugh.
We have a clip of that
That's it. I know.
These people are so obsessed with you that they put this like on this.
Have
like,
you
rotating-
seen the Robin Thicke thing where they go, "Hey, hey, hey,
Yes.
hey, hey,
Yes,
hey"?
it's
Yeah.
perfect.
I
Blurred
mean,
lines.
yeah.
Mr. Belding. Hey, hey, hey.
It's unreal. It's like millions of views. It's crazy.
So, I'm going to be bombed about 10 minutes into the show. So, of course, my guest co-host, Craig, is helping me keep things together.
Thank you for having me.
Always. You and your husband, of course, took America by storm on Bravo TV's The Newlyweds, which was supposed to be about 5 or 6 couples. People only remember one couple, and you guys ran away with it.
Oh,
Everybody
bless.
knows it.
Thank you.
You guys are always on social media. Like, you have it down to the wire. One of the emails we got is, don't you ever need any downtime from social media? Because even if you're on vacation, there's like there's a picture of you guys, just everything.
Vacation doesn't exist for us. Everything is attached to business. But also to extend what you guys were talking about, there's such a responsibility and I'm grateful for it. I put myself out there by being me. So anytime anyone resonates with me, it's so many, like, not just gay, but straight and people that are struggling or whatever it is, you have no idea. And I sometimes never do what just me reaching back or me just saying hi or connecting to
Just
people
listening
makes
for
a
minute.
difference.
Just listening.
You guys are wonderful because I dislike people so much, and I'm probably in the wrong business. But it's like you guys remember names and everything, and you always reach out to people.
I can't get over the fact you say you dislike people. You seem like
That's
such a
not
nice
true.
guy.
He is.
Can't be
He's
true.
so nice.
It can't
Well,
be
I need to
true.
see a resume first before I'll guys,
and you appear on reality TV. Just get ready. We're on Shaw's together a little bit.
I'm in the corner like that. Here's another trick. That's me on shots. That's not even a joke.
Well, you never know.
Pretending
You never know.
Amazon.
You never know
Never know.
because the edit. Yeah, the edits.
Yes.
You'll see.
I'll be charming in the edit. 2 projects I want to talk with you about. This is also another question, and I've got this many times. You have so many reality TV friends. In fact, we see it on your Instagram, from the Shaws of Sunset to all the other
And
Bravo
clients, yeah, friends and
celebrities.
clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the friendships you build with reality TV friends as real as the other friendships you build in life?
That's a great question.
Oh, wow.
I've received it many times, actually.
Let me wrap my head around that. So what they're asking is it authentic, like a real?
Is it right?
Absolutely, it is. I think because I have done reality TV, that they kind of cut the crap and they're able to understand that I get the exaggeration of it because it is a caricature of yourself.
And the creating of a storyline as they film.
It's the
or no?
editing.
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
if you take even this here, and if you take 1 minute and an expert editor is going to take what is exaggerated, we're going to come off as caricatures. So that is understood within that part of the industry, and also that I recognize talent. I think a lot of reality are dismissed, and a lot of them are improv actors in the sense that they're not acting in the scene, but they're actually hosting it, and they're in that moment, which is a form of improv. It really is. Coming from both worlds.
I think it's a lot of work no matter what you do. I mean, people make fun of the Kardashians, but the truth is...
You have cameras in your face all the time.
Really hard. Those girls work really hard.
It's a business, too. Yeah.
I want to throw Joni under the bus. Tell him about the text you just got.
I have three of the most amazing children, right?
Tell
so they're
him.
texting me the whole time. So I have one daughter. She goes, "Mom, defend Kim. Defend Kim Kardashian."
You can't pick on Kim Kardashian. Well, I'm
just saying that she could be a little bit more gracious.
It's also true.
I must say something.
You love your daughter.
I do
You
love
love
my
your daughters.
children more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
But let me just
honestly,
say,
it's like Tony
You know
Ward
I
or
did.
family.
That was a
happened.
nice throw under
Okay,
the bus.
let me just say one thing though, because my daughter she's very comfortable with herself, so she'll go up and talk to anybody. And
you guys had a
she's
Kardashian
seen
run-in.
three. She's seen all of them. And they have been nothing more than gracious.
And Chloe's the nicest.
She is really a
Yeah, she's the most approachable.
I did a thing
Chloe's
years.
the people.
Yeah.
people's
But I
girl.
did a thing. I did a thing years ago that Kim was at for cancer, and she was so kind.
See?
But that's good to hear.
Happy
You
now,
only hear
Kelsey.
the bad. So
That's right.
That's good. All right. I stand corrected, Kardashians.
It might be both. Who knows?
Yeah.
The worst is when
we all
you're
have
driving.
bad days, though, don't we?
Yeah.
We all have bad
We all
days.
have
Exactly.
bad days, and it would be hard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
In LA, it happens in the car, like because
Oh,
some
God.
people get irate and all of that. I can't tell you how many times that I've been in a car and I've been like honking at someone that's just not paying attention to their texting, and then we are like pulled up next to each other at the
it's
light,
like
and they're
you're
like,
there.
"Oh my gosh, I loved your show," and they were going to
And you're like,
exactly, yeah.
a project I want to talk about, and talking about you being very real. You're working on a project called Getting Fit with Brie, and it is so real. It's not like a makeover show where we see the before and then the after, and it's magic and it's all positive, fun work.
Right.
You are literally capturing the nitty gritty of this
And unedited
workout.
because it's through Facebook Live. So what I decided to do was Brandon, my husband's sister, who lives in Utah, Bree. She was featured on our Bravo show where I tried to donate for her
there's a
and
picture
her
of her.
wife to have a child.
Oh, wow.
And it didn't take, and we predict at this point it's because she's 100 pounds overweight. So she didn't want to wait any longer because we did have interest from other networks and stuff like that. And we were like, okay, what do you need? And she goes, I need this weight off, and I need it off now. So I said, tomorrow we're going on Facebook and we're doing it for the accountability.
Amazing.
And also the structure of it, because my page is over 200,000 very loyal followers, but
Very loyal.
and they're because it's training based. I have a message, but she has a journey that's relatable. So I wanted to show like this is the workout, this is how it is in my body. Now let's see it on her and her best friend, who each are aiming to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I keep the weight on to not have kids, so this is a great like, foil to that. You know, like I have so many offers, right?
Yeah. Well,
But there's so much heart in that. I think people really
That's life stuff.
are.
But
good.
talk about
It's
the
real.
struggle. Talk about like what's happening right now, because we're at a little
they had a lot of
roadblock.
quick weight loss. I have a at-home workout program called Workout to Drag that uses drag queens to entertain you with incredible fitness programming. And
It's
they
such
use
a
that.
fun DVD. We have some pictures from it too.
Yeah,
So
please
fun.
check it out, workouttodrag.com. And that had incredible weight loss success. In 4 weeks, they lost each over 20 pounds from
Wow.
it at home. No gym membership. I took
Wow.
them into the gym. Now you have two girls. One, Bree, has an athletic background. Carrie does not. So now you're seeing them build muscle, and they're changing their physique, but the scale isn't going down. And to see the girls devastated in tears, and they walked off the camera, and it's just blank, for like a good 10 minutes. It's real things that are happening on my Facebook page. But then I step in the next day, and I give the voice of reason from the professional point of view. This is what I did on TV, on Bravo with Intervention and other shows, and Ghost Training for infomercials for weight loss, and that's how it is done with 4 hours a day. These women don't have it. They have wives.
They're
they have
normal
children.
people.
They have more than a 9 to 5. They're fitting in a half hour only a day. So what is realistic, and how can we still motivate everyone that's watching?
Oh, that's great! I can't wait to
Changing
watch
people's
it.
lives.
Yeah, we're
people's
trying.
lives.
I'm in.
But in a realistic way. Sometimes it's tough. My mom just went on a weight loss journey because of diabetes.
She's doing very well.
But she hit this roadblock, and she couldn't get past a certain 10-pound mark, and it was week after week, and then all of a sudden the body says,
Let
okay,
go.
I guess we're going to do this.
It's a
And these are
plateau.
pounds that are not coming back
And
either, though.
they had therapy last week. They had energy work that Mary Ruth Quinn, who married us in our wedding, she did energy work on them and cleared some of that. And that's really important because the weight that's put on is baggage. It might not be when you tap into
it's
it.
emotional.
It is.
It's all connected.
And it's not the situation that happened, like I lost my job or this didn't happen, this relationship, but it's the emotion attached to that episode that happened in your life. So when you're in the gym, my goal is to make sure someone can experience what it's like to release that.
What did you something with Brie? What do you call it?
Training Brie.
I'm just glad that you cleared this up for me because at first I thought it was Brie cheese.
Oh!
You were
How are you going to tie
the
this
only
into
one.
cheese?
You're not too far off, though.
How are you going to
Yeah,
tie this
Brie, I
into
was
cheese?
Yes.
But it's
That's kind of on the
Sign
same
me
line.
up.
Thank you for the brie.
I did.
I did too. I totally was the same thing.
What?
Mr. Haskins, this is like the
What?
best
Mr.
segue.
Haskins.
I couldn't have even been a better host. This is a perfect segue
Please
to
call
your
me
other
Dennis.
project.
She just said stretch a reason. She just said wine.
Yeah. So your new
Joan.
project is called.
Okay, Stretch a Reason to Wine. I'm a trained contortionist, a stretch expert, wrote the book Anatomy of Stretching, and I combine wine tasting with stretching at the same time because there's health benefits to a glass of wine.
I
in
would
the
show up to
stretching
something like
process.
that.
I mean, I whine all the time when I stretch.
Yeah.
And take a selfie.
I don't want to stretch. I'm so tired.
Actually, let's take a look
How was
at the trailer of what you're doing. What a perfect brie cheese! Like that's perfect though.
A stretch a- oh yes. Oh, here it is.
Oh my God, I love this.
Yeah, just go.
Which is the happy baby.
A Stretch a Reason to Wine class, you are going to experience and taste it all. There's a plethora of options. Let's start with a light Pinot Grigio. Who doesn't like
love that guy, by the
Grigio?
way.
That's
Most of
Kyle
my
Blitch.
housewives-
Can we do this at my house?
Plaza Sunset. That's going to be her go-to. Let's move to a Chardonnay. Brandy Glanville has an amazing Chardonnay, unfiltered blonde. That's one of her favorites. Rosé. Lisa Vanderpump loves a good rosé. She also loves a good gay. Both of
Davimi, both are very fruity.
nowadays, right? Yeah. And as long as we can combine the wine and stretch, you're getting not only a social opportunity to come together, but you're getting a fitness class. Every single person that's taken Stretch a Reason to Wine says it's the most fun fitness experience they've ever
Dennis,
had.
come on, let's go do
now,
it.
Well,
I want you
let's
in
do it.
class, and I want you to discover
We
what
have-
your
there.
favorite
we
wine
do
is
a
and your favorite
Kavita,
stretch and your favorite pairing. Probiotic sparkling option for people that don't drink.
Well, that's me. I quit for 30 days 12 years ago. So, yeah. So
Wow, that's
Congratulations.
I just keep adding 30 days.
Okay.
I haven't
I
really
love
quit.
people.
I just quit for
That's a
30
great
days.
way to say it, though.
No
30 days
pressure.
to
No
12 years
pressure.
ago.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
I'm going to be there someday, just not today.
I had my fun. I stopped at 54. So.
You know what? But I mean, that's huge. And we drink on the show. It's called On the Rocks. But I mean, everybody is welcome, and I think that's so admirable. I can't even go to the gym for 10 days.
What I suggest is moderation. That's what I want to teach people because so many people feel alienated from the gym and workout, especially now that the bodybuilding community has come in with such pressure on people and aesthetics and all this stuff. And what I wanted to do was invite something that they would never think of as a positive into their fitness experience. So it really does clear away a lot of the baggage that people have with their fitness and gives them permission to own this for them.
And you know what else, Craig? It takes the pressure off. It seems to me it takes the pressure.
Well, if you're
Everybody-
drinking wine, there's no pressure.
Yeah, right.
Well, you do
no,
the-
no, but seriously, if people want to lose weight, you go, I gotta lose weight. But if you gradually introduce,
They
and
think about
change,
50 pounds rather than
Exactly.
lose
Change.
2
That's
pounds.
right.
then
That
you create a
inspires
new
more.
lifestyle.
That's right.
yeah.
I'm talking like.
Well,
like
you know, bodybuilders do drink a glass of red wine before they go onto the stage because
Yeah.
Is that
Vascular.
true?
Vascular, yeah.
It brings out the vascularity.
and singers drink a
the
bottle of white wine
striations.
before a
I
performance. So
can't.
that's-
Joni
I
can.
cannot.
You know, my
I
routine
cannot.
is 3 glasses of white wine before.
I don't know
'cause
how
it
you do that. I
relaxes.
can't even have a little glass of. I just have to
Patty
be.
LaBelle does that.
Focused.
I
But
can't. I
until-
have to be
Oh my
focused
God,
because
I'm Patty LaBelle.
she's amazing.
truthfully, when you're hitting
Miss
those
Joan Ryan,
notes,
I've seen you take a few
you
little
never
sips.
have. Never.
Not before she sang.
Never.
Before she sang.
Anyway, my message to Bree, though,
He's like,
yes,
maybe a sip.
maybe a little nip. And getting back to Bree, if you're watching, I need to let you know I watch your broadcast, the Facebook Live, religiously because I'm living through you because I'm going to get motivated finally. But when you're having rough struggles, there's so many people there that are with you, that are on this journey. If you want to give up, just think about us all. Literally, like emotionally being there. I don't miss an episode.
Can I get serious with you for a second?
Yes.
I am 66, so my doctor.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Thank you. My doctor 2 years ago said, "Man, you got to do something." I don't want my friend Keith to call and say, Dennis sure was a nice guy. So I gained like 5 pounds a year for 20 years. That's 100 pounds.
That's how it happens, though. It creeps, right?
So I did the sleeve. I did the gastric sleeve. But in doing that, I had to educate myself, which is what you're doing for people. And what I'm saying is don't wait till you have to make an extreme choice. Go ahead and start now. Which I get chills thinking about this because you're really helping people.
Thank you.
And it's a gradual. You start now. You don't wait till it's like you got to do something drastic. But it's an education.
Yeah.
I learned so much more about carbonation, about red meat, about things and what you can digest and what you can't, and how many. And anyway, good for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh Lord, let's all hold hands and sing Kumbaya.
Oh, you weren't serious. Oh, I'm sorry.
Where can people find out more about Stretch a Reason to Wine?
StretchAreasonToWine.com.
But you could like plan your own little party if you wanted to.
We do private parties, and we're going to be doing regular classes in announced this week in LA, in San Francisco.
Oh,
Thanks
fabulous.
to you, yeah, and Vegas, and where else? Palm
On the Rocks
Springs.
field trip.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll do it.
road trip.
Let's
Party
do
bus.
it.
Done.
Yeah.
Dennis will be our designated driver.
There you
It's
go.
all done.
There you go.
I'll put on some
I
little
have a
leggings,
role.
a little cute outfit.
I've been recast.
That's actually really fun.
That's not a
Right?
bad-
Let's go.
Yelling at us every few
That'd be
minutes.
such
Yeah.
a good time.
I'm looking at your hair, and don't stop it.
This is so
And
weird.
listen-
You're literally following my outline.
Well, I
My
have
line
no idea.
is segue to Steven's hair. I'm not kidding you.
No,
It's right
but
here.
here's why. But here's why. It just to talk about me for a second. I'm kidding. On Saved by the Bell, Mark Paul dyed
Yes,
his
he
hair.
did.
He dyed his hair like a couple weeks before he got the job, and they wouldn't let him change it. So one day he couldn't change the color, but he did sidewalls. He just changed. You'll notice at one point his hair, and it's like yours. But it was. Anyway.
Let me just say one thing.
Did it
They
on
were
purpose.
so cute when they were little. I have to say, and they
They're
used to
cute
come in our
now, most of them.
Yes, they are. But
Most
they
of
would come
them.
in our dressing room. Well, you know who was a little weird? The dad.
Oh yeah.
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 You know who I mean.
Yeah. I Google.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
They all had parents had to be on the set. They had to go to school. We came to work like after they'd been in school 3 hours. I mean, it was.
That's
it's
one
a
of the
job.
questions I received is what was the weekly shooting schedule with? Because you had a lot of kids. They couldn't do like doubles or
Right.
anything.
It's different now. Disney and Nickelodeon, all they do like 3-day shoots. They don't even. We would have a table and they'd rewrite, and then the next day we'd stand up and we'd rehearse. And It was a 5-day schedule, right, Joni?
Yeah.
But now, man, they're jamming it. The director already knows what he wants. They know the stories.
So how was it then? Like the kids would only be able to be on set for a few hours?
There's
I
child
don't
labor laws.
remember them do. I just remember they used to hang out in my dressing room a lot because I was like the grown up of them.
Yeah, they
I find it very hard to believe, Miss Joan Ryan.
No, she was. They were
She
like.
has a
older
good
than
time
they
though.
Dustin was 11. The rest of them were 13 and 14. I mean, they were young.
That's such a weird age too, by the way. Like America literally saw these kids
Yeah.
grow up with puberty, voice
That's right.
changes, acne, all this
Everything.
stuff.
But they all had parents, really good. Most
They were really good
really good
kids.
parents that were with, and they had to be on the set the whole time. So they had a schedule. They had to go to school like 8 a.m. to 11. We come in, table read, rehearse, and they would take them in and out to go to class and make sure. And they would heavy load class the beginning of the week, and then because Thursday and Friday you would rehearse with cameras, and Friday you'd shoot. So it was.
Those were high pressure days too. They were kind of scary with all the guys.
We
in
had to be
suits.
done. Yeah, we had to be done by 6 o'clock.
And then as the show garnered this huge cult following, even during its run, did you feel that pressure on set? Did the kids feel that pressure? Like when,
No, they were pros.
like Zach Morris, like his picture, was on every locker room. How did that affect?
It was a different world. There wasn't a TMZ. There wasn't all this social media.
There
There
wasn't-
There
yeah.
wasn't that life. Thank God there wasn't that life pressure. But yeah, the show. After Miss Bliss, when it went to Bell, and then it went to TBS. When it went to TBS, it went
Yeah.
nuts. And then people came back to Saturday morning and watched it, and then 87 countries. But who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? You know, I mean, we were lucky.
And relatively, the cast remained unscathed for the most part.
Because there was less social media and there wasn't
That's
that
so hard
life
now
pressure.
with all that.
Yeah,
with-
you
especially for
can't
kids.
mess up at all.
No.
I mean,
No.
Ariana Grande, like
Yeah, but
pretended
Lindsay
to click
Lohan
like a
didn't grow
donut
up in
and
a
then
social
that's-
media
Exactly.
world.
You know, I did one Victorious, and Ariana was she's lovely. You know, they were all nice, and I don't know what listen, take it with a grain of salt, right?
Well, we actually have a caller. Hello, you're on the rocks.
Hi, Alexandra. It's Clarence.
Hi, Clarence. How are you? Thank you so much for calling. You're such a great fan.
Yeah, I want to say hi to Mr. Belding himself.
Hi,
Dennis
Clarence.
Haskins.
How are you, man?
Yeah, my mom and I are your Saved by the Bell biggest fans.
Oh, thank you very much. I hear you're a fan of. Hi, Mom. I hear you in the background, and I'm hear you're big fans of the show too.
Yeah,
So.
my mom heard me. Oh, to Stephen and Craig, hello.
Hi,
Hey.
how are you, buddy?
I'm doing fine. I had a great birthday week. Oh, man.
Happy birthday.
32 last week, and thank
Happy
you
birthday.
for the
How
birthday
how old
shout-outs.
how old,
He said
Clarence?
32. He
Well,
said.
congrats,
I'm 32.
happy birthday.
Well, Clarence, we love when you call in. We love you, the support you give to the show and your reposts and regrams and mentions. And Clarence, you wear like a lot of underwear, or like, what's your underwear fetish?
Tell us.
Nothing much, but
Nothing
I
much.
just want to make sure to stay focused because my birthday wish was to finally be much more stronger for the LGBT community
Oh, good for
and to
him.
give
Very
encouragement because without any doubts at all. But even though you have doubts, you have to make sure to overcome your fear of doubt.
Hey, and I just want to say thank you for your kind words about Saved by the Bell and wanting to talk. And your mom, tell your mom thanks for me too.
Well, my mom will love that. It's a great honor, Mr. Haskins, because I'll never forget Saved by the Bell ever. And to Joan Ryan, I know
Yeah.
you were in the very first season of Saved by the Bell alongside Dave Haskins.
That's right. We had a good time.
You got to Google Joan Ryan, Clarence, and listen to her sing. She's
Well, and Clarence,
amazing.
we're going to play some Joan Ryan in just a bit. Clarence, happy birthday. Thank you so much. We all support and love you so much.
Love you, buddy.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Honor. Take care.
Bye,
Bye.
Clarence. All right. So we're coming to the point. We love Clarence, and like he's a swimmer. He's an avid swimmer.
Very supportive.
Very supportive. So we're gonna get. This is an open forum. We are gonna get to one of my favorite segments, which is I'm handing the show over to Mr. Steven Dehler.
I wondered when he was. Come on.
Oh yes, yes. So we have to chime in. Kurt, let's introduce this segment.
On the Rocks is proud to present Pop on the Rocks, your daily dose of Dehler with your host, Steven Dehler, bringing us the latest dish in pop culture. Take it away, Steven. I'll be in the corner drinking.
That never gets old.
Because you're the biggest Britney fan.
Oh, well, you know, she's the first topic up in my news report today. So, yeah, I am. I'm a huge Britney fan. She was the first album I ever bought. One of those loyal, like...
I think she's amazing.
Okay, just aging the show. That's the first album you bought. Mine was Into the Woods with Bernadette
all right, so I'll just jump into this. So, Britney is, in fact, ending her show
Yes,
this year.
that's
Her
what I hear.
long-running show.
She looks good in a bikini.
She looks amazing.
Come on, I just
all
wanna
those
know
all those
how.
Hawaii beach photos. She looks amazing.
If you get paid that much, you're gonna look good.
Well, you
Well,
know,
no, no,
well,
no.
she-
It's not just that.
That's not true.
She works her butt off in
She's
that
always
show.
in the gym. She's posting like videos of her working
Just
out.
the show alone, man.
It
She
takes a
oh
lot.
my god, I saw
Yeah.
it recently.
And she's fluctuated too, so there's obstacles
She's
there.
a normal person.
Yeah, totally.
That's the thing about the thing that she actually got like voted like the most favorite on Instagram among the celebrities because she just posts things that she likes versus having to be like perfection all the time. Like Beyonce's posts are very calculated and very perfect,
And they're not
Britney's
her.
Britney's like, I love these flowers. And then she'll just post it. But anyway, so continuing though, her show has been the #1 show in Vegas since it's been there.
Wow.
It's
That's really good.
it's garnered more than 700,000 tickets in sales. And as of February,
Add that up,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
As of
Because each
February,
ticket is how much?
well, it depends. Like if you get the meet and greet tickets, those are like $2,500. But then yeah. But if you get like other
Goodbye.
tickets, but there's
Bye.
But it goes down to like
That's
60.
Vegas money though.
But then it
People
goes,
have
but it
that
goes
money.
down to like 62. Like you know, you can also get like like regular seats as well. I mean, she's garnered as of February this year about $100 million just from that show, and she's going on tour. She's taking Piece of Me on a worldwide tour this summer.
That's what it's going to turn into.
This isn't how you know you're legendary. When Tel Aviv had to postpone their election because she is going to. Yes, fact. They postponed their election because she's going to be having a concert. Yes. Yep. So they're postponing the election. She'll be in the Philippines, Hong Kong, reportedly Brazil, Australia, France, and England. So she's taking that show during the summer, and she'll be back in fall to finish off the last few shows for the rest of the year. So I have to go back and see her again. I saw her like 4 times. But
so you're a fan?
No, yeah.
4 times.
Of course, I'm a fan. Yes,
That's an investment.
I got to go recently. I mean, her manager's a friend of mine, and I got to go see her show. And holy cow!
It is a show. It's a show.
She
amazing.
works hard, and she's good at it. I mean, back to let's not just say this just happened. Back to the Mickey Mouse days with Justin and everybody else. I mean, come on.
But she had to sing in those days.
Yeah, and she's gone through so much, and so to be able to do what she still does.
Well, she comes from a Baptist background, doesn't she?
South.
It's something
Southern,
quite Christian.
Well, she was Christian, and then she had that short period of time where she.
Do you want me to spill the dirt?
She had to live She had to live through a lot of really tough life.
Yes,
and she's still going.
Wasn't her father like a minister or something?
No one said yes.
That was Jessica.
I don't know if she's if that has the.
She donated her hair to Locks for Love.
I'll keep it quiet.
Well, no, I mean, listen, she had a tough time in her life, and it's all out there. You can see it because of all the social media, right?
Yeah.
I mean, whether her choices or somebody else's choices, but
religious choices.
Oh, that too.
That stepped in, I think. Yeah. You don't want me to
I didn't
say
even know
anything.
that.
Oh, you mean
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't believe it was that, but
no, it was that. Let me tell you, because do you want me to go there?
Oh,
I will. So Lance and I were together very early on.
Lance Bass?
Meaning I was his first, and in his book and all that stuff. So
Lance Bass?
Yeah, you don't know that?
No.
Lance, I like Lance. He's nice.
So when we had that relationship,
is he gonna want you to say
I
all
just
this?
know.
I know.
No, it's fine, and we've actually talked about it on his radio show and all that. But I just think there was resistance with her supporting him initially when he came out. I think that it's one thing to be okay with that, but then I think she struggled through it, and I'm all about supporting someone that's grown and changed. But I think that because I have not connected with her since those times, I still have an initial
Was it
those are
during
growing
the
years.
times when all the stuff with the other manager and the drug stuff,
all of it?
Can you give her a little?
I totally do, but that's my post-traumatic stress syndrome, just from us having to live that time where we're looking to people like
How
that
does
for
Lance
support.
feel about that?
I don't know, but let's ask him.
Yeah.
Lance,
I know Lance a long time. Those guys. Chris is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I might be misinterpreting the situation too, but that's how I saw it at that time.
I still think that they're pretty close. I think.
They are now.
Yeah,
definitely.
Everyone. Everyone comes out at their own sort of pace, and like when I came out in a way where I didn't just say like, "Hey, everyone, I'm gay." I did it in a way where I'm just going to start living my true self, and when they're ready to ask me about it, is when they're ready to hear the answer.
I like that. I like that
because it makes it more comfortable for them. Because I'm not going to stop being myself.
You're living your life.
Living my life. If you're asking, it's because you already know the answer to it, and you're ready to hear it.
I did 32 fouette turns and double tour.
And there are some other.
My chair just broke, by the way.
Can I just say there are some, and this has kind of bothered me for a long time. There are some other people that are not out that it would be incredibly difficult for their career if they did. And I think, how do you live your life? You're really, I get tears in my eyes because this is who you really are.
Yeah, but
but you know who I'm talking. I think you know a couple of. No, I'm not judging.
But it's not.
I'm saying it's very difficult for them.
If sympathy.
You know what I'm talking about. I mean, there's a couple of major. But if. The world is.
What is a career? Who cares when it comes down to it? We're here for such a short period of time.
That's the trade you make. You either choose which one you find happier. You being your true self.
Hopefully,
and
we move past that. Yeah. It's 2017. I think we can.
But
eventually, I believe we will.
Unless you're in it, you really don't know, because Hollywood people live in a bubble anyway. So them being out is not going to be the same comfort as me being out. You know what I mean?
It's getting better, but it's still not as comfortable as it should be.
And don't forget, we're in Los Angeles and in New York. I mean, it's looks very
Totally.
different still to this day all over
They
the
say
world.
that
And
America's made up of like 5 different, completely
Well,
different
And
cultural.
I think to
like,
me that's
areas.
what's very sad because the pain of not being able to come out, that's where my compassion
Yeah,
goes.
that's what I'm talking about. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what I'm talking. I mean, look at when Anne Heche came out, and she was doing the movie with Harrison Ford, and it tanked.
But she
I
came out and
remember
then she
that.
was weird
Well,
on
yeah,
top
but
of
but that was different.
That had
too.
nothing to do with the
That's
sexuality.
right, yeah.
But it was
just
but you know what, but you know what I'm talking about. I mean, that's just an example of how it can affect things.
Zac
it's
Efron, your time is coming. Okay.
All right.
Oh, you wish. Wishful thinking.
Wish
but-
fulfillment.
Yes. All right, moving on. This has been sort of a rumor for a while, but it's picked up a little bit more wind recently. Apple is considering buying Disney.
That's the craziest thing. That would be a monopoly, though.
No, it wouldn't be a monopoly, but it's they're considering buying for $200 billion, which would put Apple at a net worth of $920 billion, which is putting it really, really close to that $1 trillion billion. Or $20 billion. That was really smart. $1 trillion mark. Which
It's a
is
math thing.
Right. It's numbers are hard. Which would put them above Amazon and Google as like the high, like a megalith of a company. Which, I mean, I could see it as being a fun thing for like the theme parks. Like, what if you just Appled all like Disney and like made it like super high tech, and that would be kind of fun. But I mean, I don't know if it
But that's not inclusive. Like older people, how are they going to enjoy it? And
I don't know how much it's going to change.
No,
that scares me.
I don't mean like
That
no, I
scares
don't
me.
mean like oh like you have to use iPads when you go to Disneyland. I meant like the technology that we'll have available. It won't
Like
be
for
like
rides and
like
stuff?
yeah, like you're not
Yeah.
gonna go around like Ariel's grotto and see like like a robot Ariel being like oh you can like it's just not.
This is
you know.
what you see,
Yeah.
you people. Look.
You'll get like a 3D,
Music
you'll get
box.
like a 3D projection of something. You know what I mean? Something better.
This scares me. This is too much power in that's
The
completely-
likelihood is pretty low, but if they did happen to do it, it would create about 300,000 jobs for people. So
Well, we know who's going to take responsibility for that.
But moving on from that, speaking of Disney,
It's great. It's huge. I did it.
speaking of Disney,
Agent
I
Orange.
can't even go there. It's
Yeah.
way
Agent
too
Orange.
depressing.
Yeah.
this I kind of find I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I like him as an actor, but
Oh, I want to. Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of Disney, so we're moving on to a little bit more Disney stuff. Will Smith is in talks right now to play the Genie in the live-action remake of Aladdin. The talks are really early right now. The first Aladdin grossed $504 million 25 years ago.
Wow.
25 years ago, you guys.
You want me to say something? Don't underestimate Will Smith.
I don't underestimate.
No, I'm not
I
talking about you.
Did you see
I'm
Annie?
talking about the general.
Yeah.
Did you see Annie, the new version, with Rose Byrne,
No.
with everybody?
I saw
Well-
10 minutes of it.
Well, Aladdin
That
is
was
going.
it.
It's going.
Can't
to,
get those back, Joan.
Aladdin, unlike
You
Mulan,
can't get those
Mulan they're
minutes.
trying to make a live action. Like, Mulan they're trying to make more action, so they're removing the music I think from Mulan unless they can fit it in. But for Aladdin, they're keeping it a musical. So my concern is I just want to know of how they're going to keep the character. Like,
You heard him rap.
True. Oh yeah, I heard him
You
rap,
know.
but the Genie wasn't a rapper.
That's where
though.
everybody goes to that he's going to rap.
That's what everyone thinks. Everyone thinks
That's
he's gonna
long
rap,
time
and I
ago.
don't. Yeah, but originally, Will Smith was considering a part in the live-action remake of Dumbo, but their scheduling conflicts, he wasn't able to do it.
Well,
I
all
kept-
I have to say
Why do we
is
need this, though? Why do we need
go
these?
see the live show.
The
It's
live-
amazing. My client and friend, I'm going to plug him,
There we
Adam Jacobs, is going from Broadway to the tour. It's coming to L.A.
Really?
Check it out.
With the Aladdin in
good.
the show, it was so cute. Anyway.
You like Adam? Adam in the in the Broadway one.
Oh, well, yes, I'm a fan.
Oh, Adam,
But
did you hear that?
There's still a casting call going on right now. They're looking for Aladdin and Jasmine.
I want
It's
to
an
play
o-
the
it's a-
parrot.
it's an
That's all
open
I want to
call.
play. Wouldn't I be the great parrot?
That's funny.
You would be a very
You know,
good parrot.
Thank you.
Like,
I
well,
wouldn't rap either. Rah!
They're
You hear that?
using James Earl Jones to do Mufasa in the live
Really?
action
Oh,
that's
remake
true.
of
Yeah.
Lion
Wow.
King. Yeah, isn't
What
that
a-
crazy?
Yeah.
Like all these, and then like, he's back for what was it, Darth Vader?
Good for him.
Like, yeah, good for him.
But he's never
his voice
stopped,
is
though.
iconic.
He
He's got
does
it.
a lot
Yep.
of voiceovers. He's
Yeah, his
never
voice is
stopped.
iconic.
And talk about hitting the streets and pounding the pavement as an early actor. He had to fight through a lot because he's James. He didn't fit the
The-
norm.
yeah, the
he wasn't
image,
going to
yeah.
play like the maid or whatever. You know, he was in Field of Dreams. I think was one of his first breakout roles, other than the voice of Star Wars.
That's awesome.
Silence. What was that?
That was my addiction to entertainment. Okay.
All right,
That
so
was the reaction was crickets. Crickets.
all right, moving on. So this was kind of fun. I predicted a couple months ago when Lady Gaga decided to replace Beyonce at Coachella.
Yes.
She was seen going into the studio. I said maybe she'll have new music. She in fact released a new single at Coachella called "The Cure." So
were you there?
I was not there. I've never been to Coachella.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I mean,
was a
it was
surprise.
big news that she broke this song out of Coachella.
And
that was for her friend, right? Is that the one that was for her friend?
I believe so.
As a result,
exactly.
As a result of Beyonce not being able to do it, she came in and
and she did both weekends, and everyone they were like, this is a religious experience. Like people were just living for her.
She
the
looks
whole time.
good.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
We actually have some footage from Coachella, and I would
You
love
have
to
footage.
get.
I'm afraid what you have footage from. You have footage from everything.
Oh no.
I want us to listen to a few, and I want musicians. Dennis, you're a singer. Joan, you're a singer. We're all musicians. Oh, we all literally are.
I worked in the music business for 10 years. I wrote and managed Greg
and you
Allman
have your
a bunch of
album with duets with amazing people too.
Yeah. Well, the Shooter Jennings produced a couple of singles for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
Let's listen to this. Let's see what we think. And this is her live.
Okay.
The fact that people are this quiet at Coachella means that there's something
I
happening.
love
listening,
her.
Yeah. Have you seen her live? I went to her concert twice when she had her last tour.
We went to In-N-Out last
weekend. It
weekend.
was amazing.
No, she is the real deal. She is such an amazing performer. She really knows what she's talking about. She's classically trained.
But what do you think about this, though? It sounds very Beyonce, Mariah Carey-ish.
Well, she did 45 minutes to an hour. She did a lot of. She did Just Dance. She did Poker Face. She did a lot of stuff.
You know, a live show like this, watching it like this is not the same
at all. Of course, and Coachella, everybody's whacked out, but they're still. But what do we think of?
They're
this
dehydrated.
Because people say, "Oh, that she's sold out."
Listen, I don't remember who I read this from, this quote, but it says when an artist changes direction, it doesn't mean they're selling out. It means they're growing.
Of course, I don't think she's sold out at all.
She's
because
done
I
so
think if
many
you
different
watch her
things.
sing, she's in it, she's there, she's feeling. I think she's phenomenal.
She expresses what she's going through at that time too.
That's
so
right.
if she's growing and changing, bravo to her.
And we're along for the ride, so enjoy it or get off.
Okay, I love it. Thank you, Steve.
Go away, come back, go check somebody else.
All right. Moving on to our last subject, Little Miss Miley Cyrus. We're keeping it pretty Disney
I love
today.
Miley.
Yes.
I do.
Have you worked with her?
I know her dad. I know Billy Ray, and she her producer was he was on Miss Bliss, one of the Michael Porras.
Really?
Was the executive producer
of Franco Barrios.
Frank. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Anyway,
Miley.
I love Miley.
I know a lot of people that have worked with her. They've said she's a lovely girl, very,
She's
very
professional,
sweet.
but she's also business.
Yeah, well, she has a surprise. It's kind of a funny story. She has a surprise role in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh
2.
yeah, she does.
I didn't even know that.
I saw this the other day.
Yeah, and so she's voicing a character called Mainframe. So it's kind of like the same thing with the character Vision, where it's not physically her, but she's doing the voice of it. But it does have potential to be something much bigger. But the funny thing is that her boyfriend, you know that
Liam.
Chris Hemsworth is
Chris, yeah.
Well, no, her boyfriend's Liam, but Chris, is Thor. Liam also tried out for the role as well.
Wow.
And Liam lost the role to
Cute.
Chris, and then so
Girl
now,
pie.
right? Yeah. So now Chris is on it in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now Miley's in it.
Didn't
so
the
the poor
executive-
Liam is left out. Poor
Didn't the
guy.
executive
Poor
producers
guy.
tease this recently?
I
saying,
think so.
Should we tell them? Have we heard?
Yeah.
She's a good actress, though, and she's an actress and a singer.
Well, I'm excited. I hope they do something more with her. I think she's a really unique person, so I think
Yeah.
she'll bring something unique to the character.
Her music's strong. I mean, her music is strong.
Her music is good. Yeah. I mean, her as a personality,
Her
I could take it or
background.
leave it. She supports the community.
She's very supportive of the community for
Yep.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Alright,
I have a lot of
let's see
friends
what
that
happens.
did when she had that performance with all the drag queens for the MTV Awards.
But I also don't like that's like, oh, I'm supporting the gay community and let's have all these drag queens.
No, she was like all friends with all of them. Like she hung out with them at my.
Well, she took makeup tips from them, that's for sure.
that probably is true. But yeah, that's.
That's how we do it on the rocks. I don't know anything about.
He is the sassy one. I just sort of like.
I let everybody be seen.
Sassy. Wait, I have a new title: Sassy and Classy. Oh, I'm sorry. That
And
was
I'm
too
in a
easy.
suit and a pocket square,
It
and
was
his
too-
nipples are like hanging out.
That was too
calm
easy.
down. It's not about what you're wearing. It's
And
how you
Mr.
do
Belding
it.
always wore a pocket square in his suit. Always.
Oh, I love these
Thanks for
facts. I just
representing.
love them.
Thanks
Love
for
'em.
representing.
Yes.
That was Liz Bass.
Sassy and classy.
We love Liz
The new
Bass.
show coming to Bravo
Sassy
TV.
and classy.
Don't you like that?
I do.
Sassy
I
and
do.
Classy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was very
We're
good.
ready for.
The shade of the moment. We have to thank our sponsors real fast. Panache Optical Gallery gives glasses, custom eyewear, retro, new age, everything, every style. They have a showroom in Palm Springs and Gurneville. Longtime supporter. They give me all my sunglasses, and they're amazing. So they provide us our weekly moment of shade.
Ooh.
And this feeds into our pop culture. So give us our moment of shade.
Yay!
Yes. So my moment of shade, even though it's been like weeks now, so it's kind of like fizzled out. But Vin Diesel supposedly killed a post-credits scene in the new Fast and Furious movie because it involved Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, his character, and so it sort of led into a 9th movie, I believe. And so he put the zilch on that because they've had a feud for a while. They've been arguing. It's been all over social
didn't know
media.
this.
Him and Dwayne?
Yeah,
What
Dwayne
was the
and
feud
Vin.
about?
I believe it was
Muscles.
about screen time. To be honest, I think it was about screen time. But eventually, they've had multiple
like Gillette razors on the set.
Doesn't that also get down to your representatives and in your deal and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. And then like Dwayne, I don't know if it was Dwayne. I think it was Dwayne. He said something about candy ass, and like they're calling each other names. And so
but
eventually,
that's his.
They're hitting on each other now.
So
What?
but they've had.
Well,
they've
we've
had
heard stories about Vin Diesel. He doesn't sound like that when he answers the phone. He's like, "Hey, what up?"
Well, apparently,
have you called?
apparently, money.
Mr. Sassy.
He likes a husky Latino. That's all I have
Well,
to say.
apparently money talks
Who
louder than
doesn't?
feuds because after the movie came out, they've had meetings since, multiple private meetings with each other, and so now they're back on for Fast and Furious 9, back on for 10, and so I guess the feud is now cut,
yes.
but
So the moment of shade has revealed itself in their friends.
There's so much money at stake.
Yeah.
You know there's
So
something
much.
else.
I mean,
But you know what?
Who
Feuds,
knew-
public feuds make money too.
And who knew how long, like, how that these movies would go? 10 movies?
I don't even know what they're
Jeez.
about. Like they're in cars, and it's like, how
They're-
many cars do they destroy?
They destroy a lot.
But
of
what's the next
cars.
storyline?
I don't know. I haven't seen it since.
Like
the
even
it'll
Saved by the
involve
Bell
time.
had its time. Like we had the wedding years. We're not having like the Golden Girls years of Saved by the Bell with
we-
Zach, and he's like, all right,
Yeah,
can't move.
I thought we were gonna have the
I did like the
retirement
college
years.
years, those were fun.
Retirement years of Mr. Belding.
I would watch it.
Let's give it a hand for Steven Dehler and his pop culture.
Thank you.
Such a fan favorite. I get so many. When's Steven coming back? I'm like, I'm on the show too. We have to thank our other sponsors. Of course, Tesloop, the only way to travel in a Tesla from LA to Palm Springs.
What a great car.
And it's affordable, by the way. They drive, you just sit there, and they take care of it. They're doing new routes to San Diego, Santa Barbara, and LA.
I wanna know
Palm
about that.
Springs.
Oh, I
Yes.
kind of like that.
Mention
Me
on
too.
the rocks. They'll give you,
Let's go
and
to
it's
Santa Barbara. Wine
it's
tasting.
actually affordable.
Okay, let's
and it's
go.
not like it's not like you sit next to people. You get your own little like
Oh, wait a
module.
minute. Tio, you don't get to be alone in the Tesla?
No, they take you.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
you
mean,
pay.
somebody's
It's like
driving you.
booking a flight.
No.
But the space
Yeah.
But
inside
are
a
you with
Tesla is
strangers?
huge.
You don't have to look at anybody.
'Cause there's
Believe
no-
me. Yeah, you don't have to do anything. It's
And
great.
Vegas
'Cause it's
too,
electric.
right? Vegas.
Vegas is on hold until they do new
Oh
routes.
come on.
Yeah.
Do that.
We have to thank Hooch App. Hooch App is the only app that gives you a month of free drinks by buying one. Log on. It's in every major city. Use the code word turned up, and you get it for $1.
You don't drive Tesla and drink Hoot at the same time.
You don't drive the Tesla.
That's
I'm just
actually
kidding.
Alex's
Yeah.
handle
Oh,
name,
even
Hooch
better.
App.
Then
Yeah.
you can drink. You can drink all the way to Vegas.
There you go. Also, our tried and true sponsor from day one. He used to run his business from the garage. It's Spunk Lube.
Yes.
Spunk Lube. We love. Go to spunklube.com. It's for intimate times. If your car has problems
Do you have any-
starting,
do you have any
you can.
samples
Well, did you see my tweet?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we have
Yes.
I ran out, so I'm gonna need.
Didn't they have something to do with Hot Guys with Guns too? Weren't
Yes,
they the
they
sponsor
did.
for Hot Guys?
Yes.
Wait, how do you know this?
I was in the movie.
I love
She
it.
played a pill popping.
Drug addicted,
Yes.
over the top mother of the lead.
How did I miss this?
Show us.
Oh,
prove
it's
it.
great. It's great.
Show us. He goes, show us.
right now.
Thank you to our sponsors. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air, Facebook On the Rocks Radio Show. Book me at a wedding, funeral, or quinceanera at info@ontherocksradioshow.com. I want to formally introduce our guest because we still have so much to talk about. Dennis Haskins, easily recognizable for his portrayal of Mr. Belding for over 11 years on Saturday morning programming and an eternity in syndication. What you don't realize is he's guest starred on Hot in Cleveland with America's Sweetheart
Betty White was amazing.
and we have some pictures of you guys. New Girl with Zoe, of course, Jennifer Falls with Jamie Priestley, the highly acclaimed Mad Men, with other major TV credits including Men of a Certain Age, Always Sunny in Philadelphia, The West Wing, and don't forget Magnum PI,
Oh, yeah.
Amazing Stories, and Twilight Zone.
Well, look at you.
Of course, his primetime television acting career started when the very first episode of Dukes of Hazzard.
Yes, it did.
Isn't that
Very
crazy?
First Dukes.
Wow.
Yeah, very first
And
Dukes.
film credits, when I saw you in Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West, I just lost it.
Can I just say real quick, for 5 days in a row, my day started with, good morning, Seth. Good morning, Charlize.
Charlize Theron.
Come
Oh,
on.
God.
And they paid me.
Wow.
And, of course, your appearance on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon reunited some of the cast members. 31 million views on YouTube alone. And
In 2
growing.
weeks. In 2
In
weeks.
2 weeks and growing.
Yeah, so
In addition to acting, Dennis continues to tour across America, making personal appearances at nightclubs and 90 minor league baseball stadiums for thousands of fans a year.
Look at
and
you.
a lot of
Wow.
that is donated.
I just did a couple of indies, you know. So anyway,
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at you. That's enough about me. More about me.
No, but in addition to that, you've supported many charities by donating your personal appearances and have participated in 2 U.S. outdoors. And you flew with the Blue Angels.
Yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
wearing a bracelet. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. The V Foundation. And I'm going to be in Memphis, but there's a young lady there, Allie Allen, who I love dearly. She's 18 with inoperable brain cancer and a St. Jude patient. So there's a lot, you know. And whatever your cause is, do something.
But you should have one.
Yeah, you should
should have a cause.
Everybody can pick something.
Also joining us is a good friend of mine. You remember her as the crazy art teacher, Tina Paladrino, in the original version of Saved by the Bell called Good Morning, Miss Bliss with Haley Mills, and everyone's favorite psychiatrist, which is so funny for me, in The Young and the Restless. But her love is the stage, and her 4-octave range and spellbinding belt has garnered her amazing reviews from Rex Reed, Variety, LA Times, Hollywood Reporter, and a Broadway World Top Female Cabaret Artist Award.
How about that?
Her return to New York at 54 Below was beyond sold out. She originated the role in the cult hit Ruthless, the musical. And the rest is history, or rather herstory. Other starring roles include Little Shop of Horrors, Les Miserables, Nonsense, Footloose, Joseph, and the West Coast premiere of Stephen Sondheim's Anyone Can Whistle. Her album, simply titled Joan Ryan, continues to thrill listeners with a mix of your favorite songs done in her style. Joan Ryan and Dennis Haskins.
Oh, thanks. That's it. I saw you show a few months ago. Remember at the well,
I snagged a picture with you. I was like, "Hi!" And you're like, "Oh God, the help is asking me for pictures."
No, I didn't.
No,
you did not.
I want to talk about
Who's
music.
this sassy guy who wants to take it? No, okay.
Yes. Where's the classy guy? Is what he was saying.
I'm over here drinking.
Yes. Joan, can I play? You know, Joan, you're very nice and demure and always well dressed and just on point. You
Where's this going?
have a very quiet singing voice. So I want our listeners to lean in.
Excuse me.
Real close.
So they can hear it.
Yeah, so they can hear. Let's play a little bit of Joan Ryan, the demure, quiet singer. 54 Below.
Shall we still be together with our arms around each other? And will you be my new romance? On the clear understanding that this kind of thing can happen. Shall we dance? Shall we dance? Shall we?
Bravo! And I got to 5 nights a week. I got to be with her.
Look at them pipes.
I never saw that clip. Nice.
This is Rodgers and Hammerstein. You totally made it your own, but you had to sing this at early in the morning on the Today Show live. What time was your call time when you had to hit those
5 o'clock
notes?
in the morning, and it was raining. And there was an umbrella person. That was very exciting. But yeah.
They don't kid around on Today's Show. They get you up early.
Yes. Joan, I want to talk about something a little bit serious.
Uh-oh.
When you were in Ruthless the musical, it was an overnight sensation. It was like Rocky Horror had hit L.A., and you had stars. Carol Burnett came backstage. Bob Mackie designed your costumes.
That was
Wow.
amazing. So in my house, you've seen them. 'cause
Yes,
you've been
in
my
fact,
home.
we have this picture right here. These are the actual sketches that are in your
That's
house.
from my house.
Bob Mackie.
So Bob Mackie for opening night, it was unbelievable. He dressed us. I got so much of my character from Ruthless from Bob. But for opening night, he gave us the original sketches, and then we all had to take pictures. So it's so cool to have his sketches and then the character right next to them. So he was amazing. It was such a thrill to work with him.
So to bring this back a little bit and to bring in the reality, we talk about family and friends and entertainment. Huge hit. You had all this opportunity. You took a little step back to take care of, to raise your family.
My joy. Yeah.
That's a
My joy.
huge decision. Now we're seeing, shows like Feud, and we see what actresses have given up their family and all that. You went the other.
What does that mean, take a step back?
Well,
what did you
what
do?
I did was, that's a great question. I worked the whole time with my kids. I always worked. But I didn't I had offers to go to New York. And I said, I am so happy, and there will be a time. As, my youngest just went to school, and all of a sudden all these amazing opportunities are coming up. But I never stopped studying. I never stopped training, and I never stopped working. It's just that I didn't I did a lot of television, a lot of voiceovers, but I didn't take shows that
nothing took you away from your
I didn't
family.
take a national tour that I was
yeah.
offered. And I'm so happy with my decision. I have amazing kids. They're all in the arts. And I'm still doing what I love. I just got a fabulous, exciting thing that I can't talk about yet, but let's just say it's
I
the
know
evil
what it is.
But I always knew, and that's what I say to people all the time. You can do everything, and it is harder. It is harder for when you have little kids to travel. But the truth is I was really satisfied, and I never stopped, as I said. I just didn't... I took a Footloose tour, but it was 3 months. It wasn't a year tour. And I did Ruthless in San Francisco for 4 months. It wasn't...
You balanced it.
I balanced it. And
So it's
I would...
possible in the industry for women to still juggle it all. Like, what is your advice for that?
Well, I think you can have it all. You just can't have it all 100% at the same time. Okay. And it's what makes you the happiest and where your priorities are. And for me... I loved the way it all turned out.
Great.
And also I think that I never wanted, and that's kind of what my show was about that won the award that Alexander was talking about. I never wanted to regret anything. So I always knew, because my passion is performing also, that I would do that when the time came. So about 3 years ago, I had this amazing director, Andrew McBain, and put together this show that was very truthful, very honest. And I wanted it to I wanted to do the show also to let people know that it's never over. It's truly never over if you say it's
God.
not over. Dennis, your career is just beginning.
God.
I have a good
I
feeling
can't wait
about
till
you.
you blossom.
Yeah, can't wait till you have a career.
One day, Dennis, it's going to happen.
I was going to say for Joni, once she gets over her shyness, man, that voice going to come out.
That's what I love about Joan Ryan. It could be in
know.
a coffee house. It could be like on a Broadway. You're just like, I'm Joan Ryan, and I'm
No,
here.
but her voice, honest
Her
to
voice is
God, when you meet
unbelievable.
Joni, this person in front of you, and then on stage, boom.
Yeah.
It's my home.
One of the questions we got is, how do you keep your voice in shape?
That's a great question.
That's
you know
a
what?
great question.
I study all the time. I mean, you make jokes about a glass of wine. I can't do that before I sing, but I've never, ever stopped studying. I have a remarkable teacher. Now, before every show, I may study a lot more and train a lot more. And the other thing that you will appreciate is before every show, I do dips on the bathtub. Because I know I have to look good from here up. Nobody's looking from here down. I'm in a gown. But if you look good from here
You've
up.
shown some leg, Joni. We've seen some leg.
But your vocal cords are a muscle, and
But
you
it's
have
a
to
muscle,
keep in shape.
and I just was committed. And also because I also think if you know where you're headed, you can't really slack off. So I always knew that I would need it.
Love it.
When you get a role in a musical, what do you do first? Is it the script first, or is it the music first?
For sure, I'm more excited about the music. That's the truth.
Wow.
If something speaks to me, it's for sure the music. But it has to happen at the same time also, because, you have to learn it. And usually for me, the script happens in rehearsal with the cast, but the music happens with the pianist.
It's your own personal journey. Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard that response before. And Dennis, you have a musical background too.
Well, Joni, I would consider you a singer first. You're so good as a singer. You're like, but I'm an actor who sings. I'm not as schooled at singing as you are. So I'm trying to say, and for me, the whole process is at the same time, because I have to work a little harder. I to even pretend I kept up with her as a joke. But the fact that we got to work together and was wonderful. And I love to sing. There's nothing that vibrates you like singing. I mean, when I go to New York, I don't sing along, but I'm in a lot. I just saw Hamilton recently, and Lin-Manuel's tweeting me. Oh my God, he's a fan of the show. I mean, come on. But there's so many amazing. I went backstage to Kinky Boots and oh my God, I can't.
Billy Porter.
No. Yeah, yes, but from Hedwig with Lena Hall. Oh, so right. Lena was a fan. Then she went on to Hedwig, and she's just an amazing. So I'm talking to a lady there. She wanted to meet me, so that's why I went backstage. And I said, "This lady, this is my dream." And she goes, "You really? You want to do 8 shows a week? You sure? It's a lot of work." The lady
you could do it.
Well, I could.
But it is a lot of work.
The point is,
some people are not cut out for
you
it.
can't just say, "Oh, I'd like to do it."
No,
you have to really work at it. So
yeah, but you have to love it.
You have
that
to
right there.
But you have
and
to
it has
be
to be
responsible.
Your passion
too.
has
like you
to
have
be
to know
your
you
passion.
can't go to the cast parties. You can't go out.
When I do 8 shows a week, I can't talk on the phone all day, which is my other love.
Or respond to texts.
That's exactly.
Do your kids call you?
We were talking.
Everybody.
We were talking before the show about the front page
I call my mom like
with Chris McDonald and Nathan Lane. Chris McDonald's a friend of mine. I went to see him, and the one night he stayed out an hour later was with me to say hi. Those guys every night gone. I mean, you really got to take care of business when you're doing it.
Scary.
From Rock of Ages, Constantine Maroulis.
I love him.
Connie
I will
stops
be
singing. He
honest.
stops drinking the whole time he's doing a show. Doesn't drink.
Yeah, you can't have a
Doesn't
glass of
drink.
wine.
Well, that's
Even
not
after the
true.
show, then you really can't sing the next day.
Not
Constantine and I were singing Jesus Christ Superstar on Sunset Boulevard at 4 a.m. in the morning out of the window of a taxi cab.
God bless.
You want to do Broadway?
Yeah.
I'm going to tag Jim Carnahan.
No, I want to do
Bernard
Broadway.
Telsey.
I'm ready now.
You've done.
I've done off-Broadway, and I've done every show,
Okay, so
everything.
both
How
of
about
you.
we both
You
do
better
it?
We're
tag me,
tagging-
because it's my turn.
How about tagging us
all
both?
New York.
It's my
Broadway.
turn.
Yes.
There we go.
songs about me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my God, you guys!
That was a little desperate on my part, Jared, for a moment.
This is on the rocks. We're all desperate
wait,
at some
this
point.
goes back
Brittany.
to Angry
It's
Housewives.
called intention.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe in the power of intention.
Well,
Manifest
gotta
it.
put out. Get it back where you put
it
out.
has to still be your passion. You still have to want to
Always
do it more
is.
than anything else. Otherwise, you can't deal with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, no
You
kidding.
can't.
Dennis, you spoke on something, and this is a question I got from many different fans of yours. Is there had to come a time when you decided, yes, I'm going to embrace the Mr. Belding character,
Yes.
and I'm going to go through the incarnations, like Saved by the Bell, does the wedding, but then it's become bigger than the show. In fact, like you get to meet all of these superstars because people know you, and they.
Craig and I were talking about this earlier, that there's a fan thing that happens with Mr. Belding that's different from other celebrities because
And different than the other the kids.
Yes.
The kids grew up. They look different.
yeah, because there were 6 kids and 1 adult, and he watched out for everybody.
Yeah.
So I say that I'm blessed with the responsibility that people listen to me, but also the attention is. And I did. One of my agents a long time ago said, "You can either run from this, or you can embrace it."
That's what I
very
want to talk
smart.
about is where that decision comes from. Because I've interviewed people from Star Trek, and it's the same thing.
Yes.
We embrace it or we run
But
away
I
from
think
it.
But I think in my case, it wasn't ever a choice because it's just not who I am. And like I remember meeting people that I still do meet people that I'm fans of, like Megan Hilty, for goodness sakes.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, I mean, but they're people too. But you go, wow, you move me, and if she had said, "Oh, I got to go, I'm busy," she didn't. She took time to talk to me, and other people too. But if you rain on somebody's joy, I said this earlier, then shame on you.
That's
you know,
right.
I mean,
That's
because
great,
it takes a lot of courage to come up and meet people sometimes, or
Does.
say, and you know, I mean, come on.
But I want to know from an actor's standpoint, if you know, like, I'm going to be Mr. Belding for a few more years and all that.
I didn't know. The first show, well, when we did Miss Bliss, right after that, they said, let's try 7 and then maybe 13 more. And then we had a rap party. And we were canceled to begin with. So then they said, oh, let's try some more. I never knew until New Class that there were going to be more.
But even today, as an actor, you're called to be on the Jimmy Fallon show
Yes.
to do a Saved by the Bell reunion. As an actor, what does that do to you? It's like,
I say
fine,
thank
I'm gonna,
you.
This is such a
that must-
positive.
I
That
want
must
to
be
tell
so-
you a
that
little
must be so
Dennis story.
nostalgic
Can
doing
I
that.
say something
Yes,
about Dennis
sure.
too? When we were working on Good Morning Miss Bliss, when you do a sitcom, sometimes it's very light, right? And it's a different kind of acting, right?
Yeah.
But Dennis always approached every script with the same seriousness that he was doing.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, you're
and
an actor.
And we shared an acting teacher, but I used to say to him, what should I do here? And what should I mean, he was so generous on the set as well. But you
really
took
glad to be
every
there.
scene. Yeah, we both were.
I
You
got
took
some
every scene.
I got some great advice early on from my acting teacher, Joan Darling. She said, when you get on the set, and even at the table readings, give your absolute best every second. And she said, first of all, you won't cheat yourself. And secondly, the writers will respond because they see that you care. And they will start, and little by little, they kept writing for me, kept writing for me, kept writing. And I said to Peter Engel very early on, who was the executive producer of the show, his nickname was the Effendi because he liked to be fawned upon. But I said, Effendi, they're laughing at me. He goes, my boy, when they stop laughing at you, you're out of work. So, that was the role. That was the role. It wasn't mean. He just, that was what the role was.
That is great advice. We've had Tim Bagley, Jim O'Hare, Mindy Sterling, all workers that are character actors that work over and over, and we see them and all that, and they say, give your best performance at the table read.
Yes,
because
always.
they're also recasting in their mind.
I saw people fired.
From
People
the
who were
table
hired,
read.
you get the job, the guest stars come in, and they relax, and they're gone. Because the schedule is tight, and you can't afford to think that person's not going to come through.
I did Two Broke Girls guest star on that.
Did you?
I was terrified. Michael Patrick.
can't see it.
It's just those eyes on you the whole time, and every single time. And from theater, I thought, okay, so this time I'm going to do it this way. The next time I'm going to give something different. All that.
They want
the
the
same exact.
They hired you for a reason.
Perfect thing.
So when I go on the set of A Million Ways to Die in the West, it was a real broad kind of guy. He was a barker and a salesman, Music Man, So and Seth had given that notes like Music Man. So I came on the set and I was kind of not marking it, but not going full out in rehearsal. He goes, you kind of were strong. I said, you want big? He goes, yeah. I said, okay, and that's what I did. But that's what got me there.
Yeah.
And so
be bold.
Yeah. Make strong choices, whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis, one of our fans wants to know what your relationship with your principal was in high school.
Oh, that's a good question too.
It was good. I went to a Catholic high school.
I went to Catholic high school too.
Notre Dame High School,
dear.
Chattanooga, Tennessee. So we had a priest that we called him Mad Max because he he came in on a motorcycle, but he was a great guy. I was always afraid in high school. I was like there were this clique and that clique, and I kind of was in between them, and I didn't want to make a choice that felt bad, and it was. You're scared. Sometimes you're scared to take chances and all that kind of stuff. And I made
all
it
kids
through.
are.
I made it through somehow.
And high school is
And
like the most
adults.
terrifying. Well, yeah.
You what?
I said, and adults.
Yeah.
Right? That never goes away.
Oh, you just have a better relationship with it.
In entertainment, there's that time where we turn to high school, like if we're at like a cattle call or if we're at an audition, there's 4 other, like, do we talk to them? Do I look like them? Do I do what? And we start
you're
to
absolutely
doubt
right.
ourselves.
I just keep thinking somebody's going to tap me on the shoulder and go, your time's up. You got to go. We found out.
No,
but,
as we
but
see,
not,
you're busier. Like you're touring all over the place.
I feel pretty good about my work now. I feel good about the process and all that. But you still got to get opportunities, and the level of competition, level of competition never changes. I mean, it's at this level for a day player. It's at the next level, and man, it's tough. You're going up some real people. You walk in a room,
to
you
go
know
on
everybody.
A guest lead, you're going up
yeah.
against.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody wants television now.
Everybody wants a job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a one-man show?
No.
You need one.
Yeah, I definitely.
For
think
sure.
that.
I had somebody suggest that a while ago.
Well, you just had another person.
Okay.
Do it.
We play a game here on the Rocks called Rapid Fire, and you guys just have to answer real fast.
Okay.
Dennis or Joan, who wants to go first?
Joan.
Dennis.
I haven't seen this. Give me a shot. All right, I'll go. I'll
That's
go.
the first one.
Let me go.
If you could recreate any TV sitcom role, what would it be?
Cheers.
What role?
The coach.
Wow.
That's just the first thing that came to mind.
That's also like a nurturing character.
MASH. Well, there's a lot of great shows.
Okay.
But that's because other people did a great job. You have to bring your own way.
I love
Inspires
that.
you. That's good.
One kid you could have expelled from Bayside. Who would it have been?
I'm still first. Oh.
Yeah, it's you.
Well, nobody. Mr. Belding watched out for everybody. Nobody. Seriously.
Aw,
Mr. Belding watched.
PC.
I'm
talking more about the actor.
No,
but
that's why new class, different story. But the original show, everybody came to work.
Good. If you could lead sing in any band, which band would it be?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I know I'm taking too long.
I know who that would be for you.
Go ahead.
You used to love them, Rascal Flats or one of those.
Oh no!
Somebody like that. I don't remember the
Actually,
name,
I
but
tour
you know
with
who-
Greg Allman, but I play with the Allman Brothers during the day. The Beatles, for God's sake, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, especially in the later years. Anyway,
If you could teach any class in real life, what would it be?
Oh. Well, my first thought was philosophy. Isn't that funny? I don't know why.
that's so good to know.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Called class and kindness.
Aww.
I'm serious.
I think you've done that tonight, though. You have done that tonight.
But kindness random acts of kindness. I mean,
you're too nice. What is the most embarrassing song on your playlist?
Sweet Caroline.
That's not embarrassing. That's amazing. I'm a huge Neil Diamond fan.
It's not about Neil Diamond. It's like it's everybody sings it. I mean, I love singing Phantom of the Opera and all kinds of stuff. But that's
do it now.
I love singing it too, but I sound like Meg Giry.
I can't. What's this music of the night?
Nighttime sharpens, heightens. Joe's gonna come in with her Barbara Streisand.
Okay.
There we go.
Nighttime sharpens.
All right, Joan, you're up.
Great.
Let me just have a
I can
disclaimer. I
sing.
have too many things going on in my head for one answer, but let's just try.
What is your least favorite musical?
My least favorite music? Oh, you're going to hate this.
I am.
Because people love this. Light in the Piazza.
I never saw it.
I'm there with you. I'm
I
like,
didn't. I was like, woo.
How about Nap in the Piazza?
I thought you were going to say Mamma Mia.
No, I love Mamma Mia. Love Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia is fun. It's meant to, it does what
love
it
that.
does.
Yeah.
Who would you cast as Elphaba in Wicked? Because we just found out who is.
Oh yeah.
Who would I cast now?
The
As
movie.
Elphaba?
The movie.
Oh,
Nicole
Nicole Scherzinger.
She's such a wrong choice, but anyway.
What?
Who would you
Elphaba,
choose?
she's too beautiful to be Elphaba. I'm sorry.
Alexander.
You have to. I don't know. Give me some. Maybe. I don't know. In the movie, I don't know. Maybe
Idina
Leah Michelle.
Menzel.
No, maybe Leah Michelle.
Oh, no.
No, God, no.
I
Give
did
me
Fiddler.
That's her
I did
answer.
Fiddler.
You have
Your
to
question.
be likable. Okay.
Well, Idina Menzel
Her answer
played
is
her
Leah
mom
Michelle.
on Glee, so that makes sense.
Would you have picked the actress in La La Land? I mean, but she did.
Shoshana Bean.
That's what I was thinking.
Really?
Okay,
She's
swear
a little
to God.
too old. You
No.
guys, people
Yeah.
forget that Wicked is them
Shoshana
in like
Bean is
the
brilliant.
high school, college
Shoshana's-
years.
Shoshana's
People
not too
forget,
old.
and they cast them.
Doesn't
A
matter.
little
Her
older.
When
voice.
they go to the school of wizardry, they're supposed to
What
be
about
young
Ariana?
and going through puberty.
Oh,
I would pick- I
Ariana's
would
got
pick
the voice,
Ariana.
No,
man.
but
I
she
would
does
pick-
now.
I don't know.
She's got a
You
voice.
have to
I don't know
have
about Ariana for
some
that
more
role.
soul, and I would
Well, you
definitely
don't
go
know.
to Shoshana. Even
I
though
think
she's
they
too
should
old.
cast
Life
totally
experience.
unknowns.
But
Well, then I
my-
wouldn't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
No. Sorry, I just inflicted mine. But
That's
like,
so
yeah,
funny.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
But
go
Ar-
ahead. Ask
Oh,
me
yeah,
more.
go ahead.
Okay. If you could recreate any Broadway role on
Yes.
opening night, which role would it be?
Okay, I have so many.
I know. This is why I love this.
I'd love to sing Memory, so I'd love to do Grisabella, but luckily, let's do it.
But I know your personality. You would never stand through
Please.
those other dance
Well, I wouldn't
rehearsals.
wanna
You'd be
come
like,
back.
no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm
No.
not going to do that. I'm not going to lick my paws. I'm not going to do that. I know you, girl. You're like, no, I'm not going to wear leotards. No, I'm not
okay.
going to wear that makeup.
Oh, there's so many that I would have loved to have played Elphaba. I really would. I feel her. Just so many, but I would have loved to stand. I do have a really, and this had to do with Saved by the Bell. When Les Mis came to Los Angeles, I auditioned for it because I saw it in New York and I wanted it desperately. I just wanted to sing, stand in the middle of the stage and sing I Dreamed a Dream. 5 times, 5 callbacks. It was between me and another person. 5, and I did the whole thing with the wig and the weird dress and all that. Okay. I was devastated that I didn't get it. It was between me and whoever did get it. I auditioned for Saved by the Bell and got it. The day I signed the contract on Saved by the Bell, they called from Les Mis and said, we made a mistake. Can Joan do it?
Oh,
The
my.
day.
The universe is
Yep.
testing you, isn't it? The universe is
that
like,
is
wow.
tough.
Still
Isn't
was
that
the
crazy?
right decision.
It was
right?
the right decision because it gave me a whole career, but and then I could go do other shows and stuff. But it was just so fascinating that you never know.
I love this story. This is like such
You
a
never know.
I never knew this. I didn't know.
The day, but that's the weird thing. Literally the day.
Joan, if your voice was worse, you guys could do
Worse.
the Thenardiers from Les Miserables.
What is that?
fun.
Are you?
That's
Is that a
fun.
backhanded compliment?
that was an odd compliment.
Because we know the Thenardiers, the guy can sing. He
Dear
sings
God,
Master
this-
of the House,
oh,
and then
okay.
That's
the
a
wife is
character
supposed
voice.
to be.
Everybody's done it. Can't
Right.
sing. That's a
wouldn't-
character choice.
That'd be great. Okay.
That'd be a fun show.
Your dressing room must-haves, and not like, water and all this. Like your personal dressing room must-haves.
A lot of makeup. Nothing's ever organized. Like, when you go into the dressing room and other people are like their towel and, a thing. Mine is a disaster. My cell phone and a charger.
Yes, your
gotta
cell
have
phone.
my cell phone and a
Yes.
charger.
I want a do-over. She's so good on these. I want a do-over.
And hopefully my husband. I like when he's there.
That's cute.
Yeah,
very
I love
cute.
that.
Number one fan. He's such a
He's an
sweetheart.
awesome
And he's
guy.
so handsome.
Isn't he so
Yes.
cute?
Don't you think, Joni, that choosing your family and your kids gave you such a full life in addition to career that not everybody has?
Yes, but I don't think I could have done either or. I would not be happy if I did either.
No, that's what
or.
I'm saying. I think it was
I
a
had
great
to
choice.
sing
It's a
and
tough
act.
choice,
It was a great choice.
tough
We
choice.
see a film, or we see a project like Feud that goes after Betty Davis and Joan Crawford, and we think of them today as these huge icons. We don't realize how sad and lonely these women were.
They're actual people.
And we've worked
who
with
won Academy
many of them.
Awards, and they
I've
still
worked
weren't
with
happy.
so many.
Yeah,
I've worked
well,
with many of
this
them.
is your last. This is your last rapid fire. Who is the biggest diva you've ever worked with?
Ooh.
Um,
And that you probably won't work with ever.
Yeah.
When you say this.
well,
No, I'm just
diva.
kidding.
See, I don't think diva is a negative. I think I don't.
Right. Who's the biggest pain in the ass you've worked with? It's Bruce Valanche, isn't it?
I love Bruce Valanche.
I know.
What's
you
your
do.
definition of diva then?
Well, diva, I like to think I'm a diva because I think a diva is somebody. I don't think a diva has to be mean. I think a
No, a
diva is
diva
somebody who
brings it.
knows who she is
Right.
and can bring it every time.
There's
You know,
good diva and bad diva.
yeah.
And establish boundaries. I think that could be a diva too. That could come off as diva.
That's right. That says I know what I like and I'd like to be over here and
Yeah.
But I can't say. I'm just not good at that. But I have so many.
You'll tell me after.
Can you act it out?
This for 4
Was
hours.
she a gypsy and had a voice like this? I'm Bernadette Peters.
I met a lady, big Broadway star, big film star that I was happy to meet. I met her at 54 Below, and she was not nice, and I was so disappointed.
That
But
happens.
all the
So
big people that I've worked
disappointed.
with, Betty Buckley,
That's different,
are
They love-
amazing.
yeah.
Even if they have their own little,
Quirks.
issues and quirks.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of entertainment. We all
Yeah,
have
but
our
the-
weird
yeah,
quirks.
Well,
This was-
that's why
yeah.
you're in entertainment. Everyone's a little bit eclectic.
This
I
was
once
by far
did
the
a-
exception. Go ahead.
A stage benefit with Betty Buckley, and I was second to last, and Betty was last, and I think she was singing metal something.
She
amazing.
went on after you.
But this was a long time ago. Okay, and it was a very long show. If you've seen the stage benefits, you know
Yes.
that they can be really long. This was.
But I
way
also
to-
know what you bring. And so for Betty, we know her voice has, I can't
Well-
imagine her going after you. She'd be like, who was that?
Well, what was
I
interesting?
can't sing now.
For 4 hours, it was a 4-hour show. She sat in the back,
God.
in the corner, just focused and petrified, as we all were. In the early days of this, they were petrifying nights. But she came on stage, man, and she was unbelievable. After being petrified backstage for 4 hours, that's impressive.
She had to. She followed you.
Can I share a thing just for all actors and people that are in situations? Because you made me think of, because it's something Joan Darling taught me, that there's a lot of times that we get the petrifying and all that kind of stuff. If you've ever seen a horse race, like the Kentucky Derby or something like that,
this.
before the race, the horses are like jumping around. You got to get 3 or 4 guys, get them in the gate. What happens when the gate opens? They just run. So all of that energy that feels like scary and all that is adrenaline that you're getting ready for a big race.
Yeah.
And if you can live through those moments when you're petrified to get to the gate opening, the rest is joy.
Yeah.
Run the race, right?
I want you to write this motivational book series
Joan Darling taught me.
That's
That's what I
good.
mean.
That's
One man
awesome.
show. One man show.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
I want to be part of a Broadway show.
Create it. Do it.
Well,
There's so many roles that you could
Sure.
play.
Be part of
It's
it by
just
making your own.
Just do it.
yeah.
I cannot believe another episode has come and gone.
Wow.
This is how it goes on Rocks. You guys, tonight has
That's
been
such a good
so
time.
much fun. We've been a little serious. We got some motivation. We got some pop culture.
Did a little
We got some
fishy
wine. We got some
stuff.
vodka. We got some puns. Thank you, Kurt.
Very punny.
Yes.
Very punny, Carl.
Let's go around the room and tell our listeners where they can find you, Mr. Dennis Haskins. Where can our listeners follow you?
I'm on. Well, you can't do the. I have a fan page on Facebook at Mr. Belding, Mr. Belding. On Twitter and at Real Mr. Belding on Instagram and
because you're verified on those.
Yeah, I'm verified on
He's
Twitter.
more than verified.
Yeah. So I mean, like you work real hard on social media. You can work hard on social media, but I'm blessed with the fans I have.
Great.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for spending time. And
by the way, the Broadway thing is because I have such love and respect for everybody that does those. I mean, it's just amazing.
I can
to
totally
me.
see you.
Oh, totally.
There's something cooking here.
Oh yeah.
Something's coming.
Yeah. Something's
coming.
coming. I don't know. West Side Story 2. Joan Ryan, where can our listeners find you?
Oh, okay, the official Joan Ryan. Instagram, Joan V. Ryan 11. See, there's a theme there. And Twitter, but I don't really tweet.
And go to joanryan.com.
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that's
actually
the best
sample.
place.
And then
That's
buy Joan
actually-
Ryan's album on iTunes. It's so good.
Yeah, joanryan.com is the best because then it has everything that I'm not remembering.
.com.
Yes. Stephen Dehler.
For Facebook and Twitter, it's Steven Dehler, and then for my Instagram, it's the only Steven. Very
I
very
love
easy
that.
to remember. Very easy to remember.
Do I dare ask?
Actually, I'll direct people to the Facebook because of the Training Breeze show right
that's
now,
very
and
good.
they have weigh-in number 7, week 7 of the 12 weeks tomorrow night. So please go to Craig
Just send a
Ramsay
message.
Fitness and support them because it's a lot for someone that's been hiding their weight for so long.
Yeah.
Compression tops and all this to all of a sudden let it go and get on
Are you
the
talking about her?
scale.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were talking about.
and for
Triggered.
and for all of us, be careful that it's really us because sometimes it's not. People try to. I mean, that happens to me a lot where they say they're.
It's
mean
always
or
good to
not.
do a really good Google search. Just
Yeah.
to, like ask for the if you type it in.
I wish somebody would put a fake Grinder profile up for me, but nobody does. And it's Ramsay. It's RAMSAY.
AY like Uncle Gord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These
Gordon
Canadians
Ramsay.
are crazy.
What's that about?
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was good.
You're good at that.
You
What
can
about
find-
you? What about you? Where do we find you?
You can find us on social media, Twitter, Instagram at On The Rocks On Air. Look for me on Facebook, On The Rocks Radio
Oh,
Show.
and you are blowing up. You are doing
Oh,
everything.
every
right now. Can I
Joan,
just say you are
Joan.
World
every
tour.
other day. You're being supported by other
I'll be
people.
at Pride at 4 p.m.
You're on
Till
Charles of
11.
Sunset.
I'll be
next
there that
year-
night.
But next
Maybe-
year,
maybe
I'm
you'll be
probably
on
gonna hold the
Pride.
curtain as he walks on
Maybe
stage.
playing for you.
Yeah.
He might play for you.
Might.
Might.
Just one hand though. He's like, I don't get paid for two hands.
4 p.m.
Kurt, thank you so much. Thank you, all of our listeners. You guys make the show, and I'm so excited to bring it to you every week. Everybody had a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Woo. This has been On The Rocks with Alexander, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Universal Broadcasting Network. Find me on Facebook on The Rocks Radio Show. Tweet me or Instagram me at On The Rocks On Air. See you next Tuesday.